What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are live for the Straightjacket podcast 269, Monday evening, slightly a bit later because a lot of you have been saying that, 5 o'clock is a bit too early and whatnot. So, you don't get to catch the podcast live. So we thought, let's do it this time, man. So big up to everyone here. Smash a like on the video. Nuruddin, how are you, mate? What's going on today? What's the vibe today in Manchester, in Hume? What's going on? What's the crack?
It was a sunny day. It was a sunny day.
Sunny day, yeah. Sunny day.
Sunny. It was sunny around here, but yeah, still cold. And it is what it is. It's what it is, man. It's it's a good day, innit? Man United didn't ruin nobody's weekend,
Yeah.
They played shit, but football is unsustainable, but the results, they're getting the results at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. King Henry VIII says Northern getting giddy for once. Hey, listen,
Not really.
we'll get into everything, man. We'll get into
really,
it.
mate.
What's happened is a lot of celebration police are out there today. You know what I mean? You know when the celebration police come outside, you know what I mean? They tend to find out. Ten Hag out says, where are you? I'm getting indirects again from people who we don't even need to mention their names, but it is what it is. Just mention my name in it for your own sanity and whatnot. It is what it is, isn't it? You know what I mean? I'm still relevant in people's eyes, as they say. But listen, man, I'm doing me and I'm happy United won. You know what I mean? I'm never not happy. This idea, by the way, that people think that I'm not happy when United win, like, is far from it. Like, I've been here under Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I would have been miserable. I would have locked off United ages ago, Nuruddin. I would have said United. I'm not watching it. I know a lot of United fans who don't watch United anymore because they just can't be arsed. Like, I meet a lot of people, Nuruddin, that say, "Well, I'm United fan, but yeah. I meet a lot of United fans that say, I watched them, I checked them out here and there, but I've not really supported them since day one, and they've just kind of slowly got out of it. But you've seen me, I'm tearing up the walls, mate. You know what I mean? Me and Leslie are still there, mate. You know what I'm saying? So listen.
Big up Leslie.
Yeah, big up Leslie, man. We're here. We're active. Make sure you like the video. Big up to everyone who's here. Let's see who's in the building. Gibran is here. Big up to King Solbo. Mukhtar is here. 6 points off top. He's letting us know. Big up to Killis, man. Big up always, man. Killis is always here, man. From day one, man. Big up to Tony, Ahmed, Rafak. Big up to you lot, man. Everyone in the building, the Straightjacket Army. Big up to you lot, man. But yeah, man. What's going on? Yeah, we got the win, Nuruddin. Wasn't the greatest performance. It's still a bit nervy watching United. It's still one of them where you're kind of like, damn, man, what's going on here? But McTominay, man, he's getting a win. I think he's got us now 12 points now in the league. I think he's got more than Son, I think he is as well. So he's got us 12 points more. One thing, though, you have to give Ten Hag credit is that he actually knows where Scott McTominay actually needs to play, and that is further forward and getting in the box. That's one thing I'll give him. He's actually one that's actually profiled him right. He's not a DM where Mourinho and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and all these players played him. He's more of a forward player. Yeah. So that's what I would say in that regards. But Nuruddin, man, how did you view the game? What's your overall kind of feelings in the game, man? Talk to me.
I thought the first 15 minutes, we played well. We silenced that crowd. The whole end was silent. I thought we dictated the play. I thought we look really threatening from set pieces for once. It was fascinating watching Maguire versus Kamara. I think Kamara is Villa's.
Oh, by the way, he's out. He's out, man. You heard about it?
To me, maybe I put the kiss of death on him, but to me, off the ball, he's been their best player this season. When I watched the Liverpool game,
he's out for the season.
Yeah, so when I watched, to see the way he slipped in it, his knee guard, innit? His knee give way. So that was a bit of a mismatch. So Maguire was winning the headers. I thought Maguire, to be fair to him, started very aggressive. Yeah, he had a good game. Yeah, very assured. I thought that was the best game because he didn't try to do anything that he's not. You know what I mean? He's a limited player. Scott McTominay is a limited player. Unana, for me, is limited. But they all did their jobs. And that's all you Manchester United fans ask of them. Nobody wants to come here week on, week out, slate players. But just do your fucking jobs. To me, the Scott McTominay is a bit frustrating because I'm like, well, if Manchester United want to be a top team, can you have a Fellaini-like player coming off the bench just for playing a header here and there? Or actually, do you want to fucking construct play and play football and score goals? Do you know what I mean? I don't really understand
that's the question.
Like, I don't.
But
that's
he's
what
not. The thing is, though, Fellaini used to do that as well. Like, we didn't really rate Fellaini on the football, but then again,
Fellaini was more effective now, brother. Saeed. Don't compare him.
Obviously.
Listen, Fellaini was more effective. Fellaini could bring down the ball, 30-yard, 40-yard ball, bam, one touch on his chest, bring people into game. Scott McTominay don't do that. He gives the ball away. He runs around like a headless chicken. But you get the ball into the box in a certain minute, he'll meet it, and that's what happened. But for me, if that's the kind of football club you want to be, like the fans, that's what you want to see for apparently from a coach. You know what I mean? Because I don't see any of the big teams were playing like that, getting it in the box and doing that. No, they changed those players because they want to play football that's sustainable. But anyway, regardless of saying that, I thought we were dominating at 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, we like watching Manchester United. It's like clockwork. As soon as the other team gets a bit of momentum, we go into our shell. What happens? We go into the shell. We go into
you know what
the
it
shell.
is, yeah? I feel like it's one of them where when you look at United, I feel like it's almost like they're waiting for that moment to kind of hit them on the break. I feel like that's what Ten Hag is obsessed with, is the counter-attacking style already. Because he knows he's got players like Garnacho and Rashford. He's like, don't have the ball. Don't have possession. Don't have the control, because really and truly you're limited in what you can do. But what you are good at is getting that ball in behind. But the problem is, though, if you have a team that is very, very good structurally and they can defend well and they can contain and they have lots of the ball, they will punish you sooner or later. So it gives the opposition hand to it's almost like you haven't got the cards. The other person's got the cards. They're in control of your own destiny. So that's where I feel like, for me, United fans are in a bit of trouble there.
To me, that football is unsustainable. It's now that you've got till the end of the season, you've got time on the training ground. You're only in the FA Cup. So drill patterns. Now, do I say that obviously getting Casemiro back, Kobe next to him, that we are keeping the ball, we are getting out of trouble easier, right? We are getting out of trouble in the midfield a little bit easier. We're playing that extra pass. And I've got to give him, so I thought he might have been man of the match, even though I thought that was the best game I've seen Maguire play for Manchester United. Even though he had holes in it, even though he's coming out to McGinn. But then on the other side, it is way, like, Varane is way, way back. Like, do you know what I mean? The gap between when he comes out to McGinn, when McGinn's playing in the number 10, and then there's a massive hole right next to Varane. So it was a bit surreal. But other than that, he looked aggressive. He felt like he was on it. Both of them defended the box really, really well. And the stats bear it out. But in terms of like Manchester United, the back and, this is what... No, mate. I'm just... to me, when I look at it, Saeed, if you look at the stats, they held more possession in our area. And Onana made a couple of decent saves. One or two hit him. Let's be fair. Otherwise, he made decent saves. But if they had any of their shooting boots on, it's 4-0, it's 4-1, it's 3-1, 4-1. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, if that's what you guys want to get giddy about, then go and knock yourselves out. Like, literally. Like, go and knock yourselves out. Because I look at it, I think, in 2 other away games against Villa and Wolves, Man United faced 42 shots. Yesterday, yesterday, we had 22 shots, 10 on target. Like,
it's a lot. Like, it's a lot.
Like, I'm sorry, you cannot. And then I'm seeing a basketball. I say it, basketballification of Manchester United football. It's like it's one end under that can't happen. We want to control the game. You want to go there. I don't mind. Listen, Saeed. At this moment in time, at the end of the season, it's about results, So the style of play, you think, you know what? But look convincing. Look fucking convincing. Control a football game. Once you go ahead, other than putting us through the dryer, because that's what we are. We're getting dried, man. We're getting put in a dryer, and we're getting dried. So at the end of the day, it's just like, just relax. We're not there. There is we are very susceptible because the way we play. I mean, we bring on a centre half to play right back, and he's got 2 right feet. He can't sort his right feet out. Nobody's there to give him the angles. So we are making chances. Big up Mina. Make sure you go and check out. Yeah,
you
go
know
and
what?
check the channel out.
Yeah, big
but
up,
at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I look at it. I think, those 3 players specifically, we hammer them. We come in here week on week, and we hammer them, and they did their jobs. But at the end of the day, they're limited footballers. So you can get giddy and excited about this. They're limited footballers. They are limited footballers. And if Ollie Watkins had his shooting boots on yesterday, or Ramsey had his shooting boots on, he could have took 4 or 5.
That could have been a serious game, yeah. Onana, fair play to him though. He had a good game, man. Yesterday, you got to give him credit. Yesterday, he had a good game, and he had made some very, very good saves yesterday. And it come, like I said, it boils down to results over style for now. You know what I mean? What do people want to see? I personally, for me, I've always looked at Terry Ten Hag, and the reason why he kind of lost me is because I didn't really believe in the style that we were playing, Nordin. It wasn't about results because we were winning games last season. We were winning games towards the end of last season. We were winning games, in parts of the season where we won 3 in a row. But have I looked at him and thought, like, I feel like we're turning a corner. I feel like, this team is set for a big run. We can firmly believe that this manager's taken us anywhere. I didn't really believe in that. That's why for me, like getting top 4 and everything, it doesn't kind of like, I'm not like, wow, like the manager's unbelievable. Like it's not like getting top 4 for me is a bare minimum. I always say that every time on the channel. It's a bare minimum. But I want to see something that has longevity in that. You know what? Next year we're getting closer to these guys. We're getting closer to competing at the top level. Like, you know what I mean? You can see there's an identity. Every game you look at it and be like, we know what you were getting. Right now, you see it. It's still in patches. You see it for 20 minutes, then it goes away. 60 minutes, you're under pressure, and then you get the winner. It's great, don't get me wrong. I love the last minute winners. I love it every day, but would I want to have more games where we're in control?
Is that sustainable? The question is that sustainable? Listen, you want to get up. There's a guy called King Henry the 6th. He says, Nuruddin wanted to get us relegated. Never forgive him for that. Bring him up because I wanna answer that question. Let me say something to you now. Manchester United in the last decade have won 1 Europa League, 2 League Cups, and an FA Cup. Yeah. Right? Manchester United no longer compete at the big table of Premier League and the big table in European football. So you want me to play for Europa League? How many finals did we go to? I think we went to 2-1-1, right? We got knocked out on the other one, right? So Champions League, we don't get anywhere. So you want to stay with the status quo, with the Glazers taking the piss and doing that. That's what you want to stay with. Or do you want to get relegated, right? The Glazers will be fucking off them because there's no money for them to take. There isn't any Champions League money for them. Then you get your clock back. So that's what you don't understand. That's the bit you're not understanding. Manchester United got relegated. Go and ask the older fans. It's one of the best things that happened in the 1970s. Do you know what? They came back. They came back rejuvenated. The fans believed the game. They played better football. They got relegated. They had more fans in the stadium in the 1970s. They came back, right? More revitalized. And that's what we need. Something needs to change at this fucking football club. But King Henry, you don't have a clue about your football club when people like me do. And that's where knowledge, people say it's power. It ain't power, it's a burden. That's why rubbish you come out with. Yeah, I'll take getting relegated any fucking day than having Glazer fuckers owning my football club, mate. Facts.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't get to that, but you know what I mean? It's one of them where when I look at it, United at the minute, like I said to you, man, it's one of them where, it divides opinion. A lot of people are saying, yo, I've seen it from the start. I've backed the manager and now it's coming to fruition. I've got a friend called Marcel. I don't know if you know Marcel. You've met him at the stadium, haven't you? He said he's seen the process since day one and he's happy with where we're going. I say, well, you get top 4 this season, but what is measurement of success for United though? Like, is it getting top 4 then getting embarrassed again the following season? Is it getting top 4 then understanding that you know where you're going? What is it? Like, I'm gonna ask a chat as well. What success mean to you? That's a good question, Lauren. Yeah. What does success mean to you? What does success in your eyes? What makes you feel like you're going somewhere and you feel like you're the manager?
good football.
Yeah.
Because in the long run,
you can get. I feel like you can get trophies and play good football. I feel like you can get both in that aspect. But
no. Listen, in the long term, to me, good football will bring energy and vibrancy. Will bring a connection from the fans to the players. They will transmit. It will go both ways. I believe that, and then the trophies will come because with good football, you can attract good players, right? That's what I believe. To me, the biggest thing is good football, entertaining football. That to me is the most success because I know Manchester United are not ready for me now to challenge for a Champions League or a Premier League. They're not. We're not. We're not. At this stage of the development, we're not. Every 2 years, we have what do we have, Saeed? Rebuild. That's what's been the last decade. Manchester United have a rebuild. And now the club is 1.1 billion in debt. 364 million in transfer that we own that money. We own that money to other clubs. 364 million. We maxed out the other credit card that we would get, in any operating business side, there's a line of credit, right? We maxed that out. That's maxed out. And then we've got the 600 in bonds, that debt from the Glazers are putting up for 19 years there. So for me, when I look at everything, I think, what's the success? Good football, coaching on the training ground, patterns of play. That's what I want to see. I want to see combinations. I want to be able to connect as a team. I don't want to see headless chicken like Bruno running around every game, going on this one-man press. I don't want to see that. I want to see players, manager on the touchline telling players, stay the fuck in your position. Like good evening yesterday, good evenings like that going crazy because he knew that part of the game. Villa at home with a crowd, they stepped up the intensity. And it's like, shit, this is dangerous. That's why he was going crazy. Before they scored, he was going berserk before we scored because he understood we stepped up it. But I actually think he helped us yesterday by taking up Leon Bailey on Lindelof, and then he had Diaby on the number 10. That to me would have.
Yeah, I know. He helped
Leon Bailey
us
stays
massively.
that wide. Diaby there in the 10. I think they're scoring a winner. That's me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But he let us off the hook. So at the end of the day, that's what success is for me. For me, I've had shit football, except for good vibes from Ollie, right? I had some good style of play on the Van Gaal, but I wasn't patient enough with that because we were not attacking, we were not scoring goals, we were not even having shots on goal at times. And he's the guy that I regret. He's the real coach that I regret not giving a chance to. You know what I mean? Get with better players. But unfortunately, that regime that ran Manchester United were never going to get him that players. They were going to sign players they didn't want to sign. So for me, other than the good vibes of Ollie when he first came in, Ollie's at the wheel, vibes, Manchester United have not got football. Jose, the revisionists will tell you we played good football. No, we didn't. It was fucking shit. I would go there on my bike and just come back depressed even when we won. So at the end of the day, that's what's important to me. And I'm not speaking for every fan. Some of you just want trophies. That's what you think.
Yeah, some want trophies. Let me read some comments here. Let me
just finish this. I'll just say it's simple.
Yeah.
For me, to win trophies in modern football, you need to play good football. Back in the day, you could be a shithousery like Jose back in the day. You can be the Inter Milans, play horrible and win games. In modern football, you have the two come together. The good football comes, the better players come, the quality, and the trophies come. That's what I believe. But I can be wrong. Go ahead.
A couple of comments here. Guys, by the way, make sure you lot like the video, people. It'll help the channel out massively if you lot help. Just get the likes up. The likes will, help the channel in whatnot. So make sure you lot help us on that one. But it says here, we don't need to challenge for the Champions League, but if they want good players to even think about it, we must get it in. Good football comes with success, especially for a club like Manchester United. Success is 20 years without trophy. I want to see that we are playing entertaining football and striving to be top clubs, not just sitting back and playing defensively against them. That's another one as well, I big up to Miller says success is a good style leading to sustainable competition and trophies. I always think, Lord, I do agree with you, in terms of good football always then means then you're kind of like, if you look at Arsenal's project, look at Nuruddin. They started to play good football. I don't really haven't won anything, but they're now aiming to get to the Premier League. They're now aiming to win the trophies and whatnot. That is a measure of what Arteta's done. Will he get there? It's a different question. But he's gone and took the steps necessarily. I'm just looking at Ten Hag, I'm like, is he taking them necessary steps, or is he trying to cheat the you know what I mean? Like, is he trying to cheat his way through it by saying, right, let's just get the results, let's just get the short-term wins, let's play defensive and then not, avoid defeat and make sure, you know what I mean? Like, no, like his way of doing it, I'm looking at him like, I'm not sure if that's the correct way of doing it. That's for me, and if you cheat your way through it, you know what I mean? You're not going to see the fruits of the situation. You know what I mean? You're not going to see the fruits of it. You're not going to get fans involved. You're not going to get, people like me change my mind. You're not going to get people say, oh, you know what, man? Other rivals, even when I look at rival fans, when they discuss what United's about, I don't think they discuss it in a glamorous way. I don't think they talk about United's football as being unbelievable. They say you're getting results, but is it something I'm like, United play unbelievable football? They don't use them words. And that's something that I'm like, Eric Ten Hag has not left us like an imprint in that. You see what I mean, Lorden?
No, I haven't, and I was pointing it out last January. I was pointing it out a year and a bit ago. I was pointing it out that this football was unsustainable, and you got a squad of 17 or 18, if I'm not mistaken. And for you to go, if we can't have that player, we can't play that good football. Get the fuck out of here, man. I'm not here for that talk.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I saw Spurs with Ange. He's decimated. In one game, he had 4 or 5 players, all of them out. He still tried to play good football. He still tried to play the same way. So miss me out with this, or just because we don't have Martinez, or just because we don't have shot. No. What the fuck are you doing on a training ground then? What are you doing? What are you doing in the training ground, knowing that we've let Reguilón go, and now we've got Lindelof? So why are you not playing Lindelof as a left back then? Because you know Luke Shaw's not going to stay fit. That prick already got the contract. I already told you on this fucking channel. I already told you on here that I've seen that T-shirt before while you all getting gas. Best left back in the world. I told you all, guys. What did I tell you? I've been there, got the popcorn, watched the film, seen it all before. Player amazing till you get the contract. Then, boom, see you later. Injury here and there. So at the end of the day, it is for me, Eric Ten Hag, like I said, catfish me. He did. I'm sorry to say this. And the biggest thing why I wanted him over Pochettino was because I thought after 6 months I'll see good football. And that, because I know Man United, we're not winning big trophies, right? And like I said, I bring it back. Knowledge is power. Knowledge, not power, is a burden. So that's why I have to be the bad guy. I'm the negative. You know what I mean? Because I know United, we're not competing. And when you before you tell me shit, go, Ollie finished this. Jose finished 20 points behind Man City. 20 points behind Man City. Ollie finished what? 13 points. 13 points, something like that. Ollie. Yeah. So what are you talking about? Second. That's not challenging. So give it a fucking rest, you revisionist historians. At the end of the day, it's simple for me. What do you want? Well, I wanted Eric Ten Hag because I thought I was getting kind of an Ange kind of a guy who was going to be fundamental and determined to his way of playing. And if you weren't going to accept it, then you can leave the club. But instead, now the Ten Hag people will tell you, well, he hasn't got that player. He hasn't got this player. Manchester United are not the only ones who have had injury. We're not the only team that have had injury. Saliba last season. What did happen? Injured. What happened to after the World Cup when Arsenal were banging in goals right, left, and centre? What happened? The Brazilian guy, he got injured. After the World Cup. So at the end of the day, it's simple. Where I look at this is that you can't rely on a couple of players. You can't rely on Rashford. Now the reliance is now relying on the youngster Garnacho. It's like, because Rashford is just, going through the motions. You've seen him. He only came into the game for 10 minutes yesterday. Yep. And it should have been subbed up a lot earlier. No.
He played poor. He played poor.
Ahmad get a chance. Take Bruno out there. Get Ahmad in at number 10.
Ahmad didn't play for a while, man. I don't think Ahmad's in the plans of the manager.
Ahmad's going to leave at the end of the season. I told you all that the players that were signed at a certain time at Manchester United are going to get it. So it is what it is, people. It is what it is. For me, I look at this team, I think still dysfunctional. You can get results all you want. On my mother side, right? And you know what, I'm being serious when I swear on my mother, right? And people will say, "Oh, you shouldn't even swear on your mother." If it was reversed yesterday, Manchester United played the way Villa played, right? And I'd be coming on here now saying, "I loved it. We dominated that game. We're unlucky." Do you know what I mean? The Onana made 2 good saves. It was the last shot, the last pass, just the last bit of decision making. That's what I'd be saying. What have I always said to you? There's a right way to lose and a right way to win. So right way. There's always a right way to draw. So when you get a last minute equalizer, that's something you got out of the game. You got a point out of the game. You snatched the point.
Yeah, facts.
Right?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
There's a right way to lose where you banging on the door of the other team. When you're banging on the door and the opposing keepers making saves, I have no problem. I told you about that game, innit? You know how much I hated Jose and his football. We played Spurs at Old Trafford. He attacked them. Spurs scored a set piece from a corner. The game ended anyway. They caught us on the counter, and then with that Brazilian guy, I forgot the bald-head Brazilian guy. I forgot his name. But anyway, they beat us 3-0 at Old Trafford.
Lucas, it was.
Lucas and Lukaku missed sitters in that game. United players,
I know.
Their goalkeeper made save after save, and United missed sitters. So I was at the Stretford and Joseph was walking past. I gave him the biggest clap ever, and I gave every player a clap because that's how I want my team to lose. I want you to go for the throats, man. There's a right way to lose. And there's a wrong way to lose. So for me, it's simple. I'm not getting excited. I'm not getting giddy. I thought Villa were going to beat us comfortably. And that's what I predicted. So I give credit. I give credit to Onana doing his job, not making mistakes. Maguire not making too many mistakes. And McTominay getting the winner. But he does fuck all and scores. But that to me, McTominay, that's not sustainable football. That's not modern sustainable football. I don't see that being sustainable.
Yeah. Big up to No Beats. He says here, big up to you, bro. It's a football ridiculous historians. Fans love to ignore context. Absolutely right from Nordin. Yo, big up to No Beats, man. Thanks for the donation, my friend, man. Big up. Yeah. What do you make of Ten Hag's comments? He said here, Ten Hag says, we can beat anyone. We deserve to win at Arsenal. We have won at Liverpool. We could have won at Liverpool. What do you reckon? His confidence is up right now. He says here,
Arsenal,
we can beat anyone.
At Arsenal, I know that VAR, that Garnacho goal, that to me is one of the best away performances of the season. For me, Arsenal.
Yeah.
The way season.
That was more controlled. I agree with that one. It wasn't a bad performance.
It was early in the season, and I believe that Garnacho goal was a goal, and I'll take it to the grave with me. VAR didn't put the lines where they need to be, so we got robbed there. Liverpool is having a fucking laugh. He's having a laugh against Liverpool. He's having a laugh. He's having. But
he's being serious, man. These are his comments. He said, "We can beat anyone. We deserve to win at Arsenal. We could have won at Liverpool." We
defended like dogs against Liverpool. We played like even the League Two teams give a bit more of themselves. Or at least try to attack. You know when Liverpool play League Two at Anfield, they give it a bit. Yeah. We didn't give shit. Liverpool had exactly the same amount of shots on target and all of that. But the season before when they beat us 7-0. So I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about. Arsenal, I agree. Arsenal, at least what we should have got at least a draw. Should have got a point there, right? But Liverpool is. Let me tell you. Put it this way: when Liverpool come to OT, it's going to be in March, always around my birthday. I'll be shocked if they don't put us to the sword. I'll be shocked if they.
Bro, I don't know, man. I've got PTSD, man, about Liverpool, man. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. Big up to Kyle says there's a difference between quality and ability. Newcastle C team doesn't change in ability. Skip and Højlund are the same ability. Hence, they dominated us. Our subs lack technical ability. But the thing is, though, I understand that. But then also, you know, I mean, you've got to make sure you build a squad around your identity. You've got to filter out who's not in your team and filter out who's in your team. Yeah, I mean, you're telling me that Amad Diallo can't come in and show technical ability on the football pitch. You're telling me someone like, I get it, Ericsson's legs are gone, but he can't come in last 20 minutes and give us a little bit more control. There has to be the manager's philosophies have to be imprinted in the football team. You've got to. These guys here, Skip and Højbjerg, they're not great. I would never want them at United, but they follow what the manager's trying to tell them to do. At least then, it holds a little bit of weight on the football pitch. So I agree with you, but then I also disagree with you as well. Tell Ten Hag to relax about Liverpool. No, but you know what it is though? Do you reckon he's in this element right now, Ten Hag? Do you reckon he's like now starting to feel like, yo, man, I feel like this is it now. He's talking about finals. I mean, I don't know where he's trying to prop up this Champions League to be finals and whatnot, but he's talking about finals now. Every game is a final. I mean, what do you make of it now? His energy now, already, because it feels like a man that's determined. When you get Ofsted come to school. Remember Ofsted? I don't know if you had it back in your day, but Ofsted come to school, right? And everybody's on their best behavior. I feel like Ten Hag now, he's got to pull out the results and he's got to make it look like he's hungry and he's ready to stay here in this job. He's a man under pressure. He has to get this top 4 or else you kind of look at you thinking, well, you haven't got Champions League football. And that's what the Glazers want. They need a revenue. I think Gary Neville talked about it yesterday. Paddy United are on the brink of FFP and da-da-da-da. But, it's one of them where we believe that we have to get this Champions League football for us to be sustainable model, So, yeah, but what are you making of his energy, bro?
Well, I'm glad that he's confident. So that means that he's doing something and he's got to back it up. For me, it's just empty gestures for me. I caught my guy doing the same thing as Ollie, talking about fine margins and all of that BS, telling me Jackie Norris, CBBC, if you're in the UK. Waffling. I've seen him waffling and waffle like every manager, because that's what to be fair, that's what Manchester United do to every manager, innit? They make them come out and waffle. So for me, you know what? Do the talking on the pitch. Do your talking on the pitch. Do the talking on the pitch. Set your team up properly. And even that, I'm at home and I'm tweeting at Moreno and Ramsey are taking a piss. He's got to stop that before we can see that goal. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Did you see it in the first half after the 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Moreno and Ramsey, like literally running the back.
1-2 combination. Yeah.
I mean, Kobe is brilliant. Technically, technically he's brilliant, but running back and positionally, he's only 18. And
you know what it is? I feel like he's not an athlete. He's not an athlete. He's not got that kind of recovery.
No, but listen, he can do it. No, Saeed, you can do that though. He's only 18. You can.
No. What I'm talking about. When we go into transition, he's not an athlete. Like you can get Onana. I feel like Onana's. If United were to go get Onana, he can be that box to box. I don't think Kobe's a box to box player. He's a player who plays. Look at the goal. Look at the goal yesterday. In tight position there, he got the ball under pressure, calm. Played it back to Dalot. I don't think Rashford or Garnacho are able to do that under pressure. When they get the ball, they play it into someone else. Casemiro can't do that. McTominay can't do that. Eriksen, to a degree, I don't think can do that.
Listen, Saeed, the point what I'm trying to explain to you is that somebody who's got sports to fella, right, is that you can train recovery. You can train speed and athleticism. You can train that. What you can't train is what you just said. The fundamentals. You either have it or you, those things like the composure, you either have it or you don't. But to me, in terms of sprint and in terms of doing training, in terms of scanning behind you and being recovery, he's good. What it is that the chase back, but he's only 18 and he's already his physical output in the games that he's played. He's played a lot of games for it to be his breakout season, Saeed. He got injured and he missed pre-season practically. You know what I mean? He missed. He got injured the second game, right? So for him, it is because he needs to do those hard sprints. He needs to be able to athletically to be trained, to have the stamina and the power to be able to get there. But his body's developing, so you got to be careful. You can't push him too much. Do you know what I mean? But the bit you just said is that little pirouette on the ball, taking it away calmly from two players who are come to challenge him, and then laying a beautiful out to Diego Dalot. You know what? I've been on Diego Dalot's case, especially at Old Trafford, because he does some ridiculous
we're going to talk about him as well.
Right? But I've got to give him, you know what I mean? Lately, he's been playing really well. But so for me, we're very susceptible and he's not changing it. So we're lucky that we didn't concede. And actually, the Unana injury took the sting out of the game because it was wave after wave after wave of attack. And that kind of like gave us to re-engage a little bit. But sometimes tactically, in-game management is so important. Like when you see a thing, I see Klopp, I see Pep Guardiola, their team's getting hammered in one area. They tactically change it. Ten Hag just stood there like that. He changed it later. He didn't change it then.
Yep. But no, I think for me...
So that's why he has to... Listen, that is why he has to concentrate. Other than coming out, giving it that. Concentrate on your in-game management, fella. When the other team's getting behind your players again and again and again, you need to think, okay, I need to stop that.
Yeah, facts, 100%, man. And like I said, it's building momentum now, one game a week. By the way, I told you about that, Nordin, that myth that you talked about, one game a week, you'll see better Ten Hag training. Do you now believe that? Do you now believe what I said in terms of one game a week doesn't mean that you'll have better tactics and better formation and better setup and, I don't know, dare I say, the team looked far less kind of mobile than Aston Villa, who played midweek. Just shows Nordin.
Yeah,
training on the pitch doesn't equate United being
with good coaches
in the game.
So Saeed, with good coaches it does. With good coaches it does, not with Ten Hag.
No, but your argument was
let me finish. Let me finish. You said that, so let me explain what I meant.
Okay.
Eric, like I've already told you, Eric Ten Hag is a fraud to me because he catfished me, but I don't believe sacking him it's going to solve Manchester United problems. I think Manchester United have got serious problems. The whole piece, what I just said to you before, is that I expected Eric Ten Hag, because I've seen it, Saeed. I saw it with Ajax, and not in the Eredivisie. I saw it in the Champions League. I saw triangles. I saw a team that's well coached. I saw a team that went to Stamford Bridge, that went to fucking Tottenham, went to Real Madrid, went to Valencia, and absolutely bobbed teams off the fucking park. That's what I saw, right? So with that evidence, I'm like, if you had more time on the training ground, you would be able to produce that level of kind of football and patterns of play. That's what I believe. But like I said to you, he already has proven to me in the past couple of months with all the waffles that he's been coming out with, he's not about that. He literally came out and said, he said this out of his own words. And I said to you on here, in the Straightjacket process, he said, no, I believe it's not what you do in training, it's the games. It comes from playing in the games. So that's when I was like, okay, you know what? I was totally wrong. And you were totally right. But I was wrong because I didn't have that information that he believed that time on the training ground to fix things, to work out on things. But he said, no, he wants to get his team, the players that he thinks that are good to play. And when they keep playing, in game, that's when the patterns will come. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I reject that. I don't believe in that. I believe what you do in training is what would you produce. It's exactly the same thing. What's going on in your ownership, at your board, behind the scenes, will always reflect what's happening on a fucking football pitch. It's simple. So
yeah, but
if you want to say technically,
if you want to say in the short term,
if you want to say, listen, if you want to say technically, you are right. But I had to hear it from Eric Ten Hag's mouth to go, he don't believe in training. He don't believe in putting the footprint down in training with the patterns. He said he believes it in game. So that's when I was like, you're a fucking fraud, mate.
But that's one thing I was just so adamant about. I was like, listen, you can get the training and whatnot, but ultimately, you know what I mean? If you're not doing that now, we've got one game a week. But even Mina made a good point there as well. Big up to everyone here. Make sure you like the video. Players look exhausted 10 minutes into the game. That's a big concern. Have you noticed a team like Man United that just don't look fit at all? You know what I mean? They don't like, they're physically like, and I think a lot of people have mentioned it online and on YouTube, like physically and like in terms of being durable, it's crazy how United just fade away, bro. Like, I don't get it, bro. Like, we'll have energy, and then all of a sudden, everyone's just kind of like, they've run out of ideas. They keep giving the ball away. They're not tracking the runners. We get bypassing midfield. Like, I just find it absolutely baffling, bro. Like, the fact that how Man United end up just doing that. I just, honestly, bro, I find it crazy.
I've refused to speculate, Saeed. When a manager comes out and says, we don't do patterns in training, I do it in game, I refuse to speculate. I don't know. That's why I always ask. Sometimes after games, I'm like, what the fuck are they doing in training? That's why I ask. It's a mystery, but my man is running his mouth like that. And by the way, I believe Erik ten Hag is a fraud, but sacking him is not going to solve that problem. It's not going to solve that problem.
No, but the thing is, though, sacking him if he doesn't achieve his targets. No, but the thing is, okay. I've conceded defeat in sacking him right now while the season's gone. I feel like it's not going to happen. Logically, I've given up. But sacking him in the summer, does that serve purpose to you if he doesn't get his achievements this season and he doesn't do anything this season and it fails? Are you saying that it doesn't serve any purpose then?
So only if you changed everything you talked about, the fitness, the nutrition, the injury and rehab, listen, no, I've been serious though, but I'm being serious, genuinely. I think you're laughing, but I'm being serious.
But how does that relate to the manager, though?
No, but Saeed, this is what I'm trying to say to you. Let me finish the point. So, getting rid of the deadwood. So that's why I always said I stay consistent. The deadwood have to go, or we'll be back here in another 18 months saying sack that manager as well. Unless Manchester United hire a manager, they just go, there you go. No support, no proper infrastructure in the football club to help and aid the players and the manager. So there's not there. So for me, sacking him alone, I'm not about that. Change the whole infrastructure behind. All the coaches must go. Everybody has to go. Everybody that's part of this dull style of football, this lackluster lack of energy, injuries, illnesses, all this, the nutrition. And then we come out and say chicken, we say for our chicken. No wonder they're ill every fucking weekend. No wonder they're ill. So all of that needs to be taken out. Then you can get rid of the manager at the end of the season and bring in fresh, new people that can bring something different. Because in the past decade, and I'm only going past a decade, I've seen the same shit happen with every manager.
Yeah, no, listen. What I want to say, a big up Nerbies again. He says Klopp has the same thing. Training is the base, and he wished there was less games and more training ground. What about injuries and suspensions? Yep, facts. But the thing is with me though, at least Klopp, you could see from when he came in, you could see his identity straight away, and you could see that regardless of the result. We haven't seen that under the manager. That's where our frustrations are. But my thing is,
that's why I said to you, I got catfished and frauded. That's why I'm saying
so
to you.
But the thing is though, if you've been catfished and frauded, but why does that change the people around him? Like, why can't you just think, okay, cool?
Because the same people have been there at that football club for a long, long time, and they did not help and guide any manager. The help is not there. So for me, all of them have to go. It's a new decade, Saeed. I need to start off fresh. Everything in the football department, everybody here. That's what I want. Yeah. I don't just want bringing one person, because fundamentally, I don't believe one person changes it all. I don't. Liverpool.
No, but that's why
Nurabis will tell you. Listen to me. Nurabis will tell you. Liverpool already had a transfer committee and a football structure before Klopp walked in.
Yeah.
They was already there to help him.
Yeah. Yep. So you're saying, so for you to effectively think United are back here, you need to see the new football structure. You need to see people in the backroom staff, medical department, all of that before a manager.
No. What I want is all new stuff to have a fresh start. I can't hear something.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah. So basically, I want fresh start for everybody. I want a new, fresh eyes. I want something to change. I want the infrastructure. I don't want to hire managers anymore. This is my idea. I don't want to hire managers anymore, Saeed. I want to hire coaches. Let me repeat my words to people.
Coach,
come close to the camera. Look at the camera. I want to hire first team coach. So then, if you're not doing what you've agreed to do, where everybody's there to help you, and you don't fulfill, then we know it's on you.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody, any manager signing players, bringing their agents in and signing all the players that the agents link with. I don't want that.
Yep.
So,
okay.
So this is what I want. And then I'll be comfortable, Saeed, after 2 years, because I know the infrastructure is there. I know everything is there properly. So the club's not going to collapse. You bring in the next coach. Yeah. Let's agree now what you're going to do with this team and this squad. Right? This is what you're going to do. If you fail, see you later. These are the targets. You don't meet those targets, take care. Because that's what modern football is. Especially with the FFP now. You can't like get rid of 10 players and bring in 10 players when you're in a £1.1 billion in debt. And I just want to reassure Manchester United fans. I'm going to predict against it. Like you always say, I predict the future. Because I just look behind the headlines. Manchester United, I'll be shocked if Manchester United will have £100 million to spend in the summer. I repeat, if you're imagining that everybody who's on this big, the Maguires, the McTominays, the people that needs to be changed, I don't think United is good enough in Manchester United to get to some place. All these things, right? If you think those players are changed, like you think Jadon Sancho is being got rid of with that big wages, then you're in a cloud cuckoo land. That's not happening. I repeat.
But you know what it is, though? It has to change, man. It has to change, man.
Unless somehow they pull a Houdini trick and put a loads of investment into the club. And the only way you can do that for me is get rid of the debt. FFP won't touch Manchester United if they got rid of the debt. Because the money you're doing for the debt, down payment on those debts, especially 2 of them, you can basically regenerate into the squad. But Saeed, apparently the plans are, we're going to do what Juventus did under Blanc, when Blanc was the guy behind the scenes, right? The French guy, Blanc. What they did was they signed people like Aaron Ramsey on 400 grand a week.
Yep.
So that apparently that's the new plan from Ineos. I'm telling you now, we're getting relegated. So Ineos and the Glazers can fuck off. Trust me if they do that. Because you think that is bad enough with FFP. That's all of the wages. Manchester United won't be able to sign any players because all of the money will be going to those wages.
Yep. Facts. 100%. 100%. Guys, make sure you're not liking the video, man. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but the algorithm at the minute is all messed up. So please, guys, hit the like button. You know what I mean? People don't get notifications no more. You know what I mean? YouTube is just messed up as it is. So, guys, if you're here right now, you're part of the Straightjacket Army, hit the like button. Let's give some Dalot prop, man, because apparently I'm in the mud, Nuruddin. Dalot is... would you argue Dalot is the best player this season so far for United? Would you argue he's the best player this season for United? Diego Dalot?
No. I
No?
don't know where they've been.
So who?
I went to a lot of Saeed. I was at the stadium where he's doing absolute calamity, some pile of shite, and I'm screaming at him. So I don't know what they're on about. Saeed, it's all about.
He's been, you know what it is though? He's been the most consistent out of the whole lot. It's not. Listen, it's not a season to shout about. It's been a horrendous season so far.
All of them have been
I think
shit.
this is as Madison, it's been It's probably been the best out of the best bunch.
Yeah, he's had some horrendous games in the Champions League, especially horrendous.
Yeah, I know. Even in the Carabao Cup, he was the reason he's one of the reasons why we're out in the Carabao Cup. You know what I mean?
So I'm not getting. Listen, it's called recently biased. That's what it is.
Biased,
recently, he's looked like a player. He's setting up a couple of goals here and there. He's coming in. He's dropping into that hole. He's getting on the ball. Yeah. He scored a wonderful goal at Sheffield United. So it feels like he's performing. But all we're asking to do your job.
Miller's right, man. You got to give him credit, Nuruddin. You got to give him credit, though, man. I don't rate him at all, but I feel like you've got to give him credit where it's due. I feel like he is having a.
He played well. He was probably our best player against Villa. He played well, right?
Yeah.
He played well. He put on.
Probably against West Ham as well. He was our best player as well, probably at West Ham.
Listen, in the last couple of games, he played well. But for me, wow. People think I was under like Dennis Irwin and Patrice Evra of this world.
Lord, man. We're not getting them players, man.
No, but what I'm saying to you is that, listen, what I'm saying to you is that when a player does their job, I'm like, so I'm supposed to be lowering him, put my G-string aside and start twerking for them. Is that what I'm supposed to do? Is that what I'm supposed to do?
No,
I said that we thought he's had a good run of games lately, but do not get it twisted. I have still massive question marks on that guy. Massive question marks. It don't take me.
I do as well.
It doesn't take me.
I do as well. I do as well.
So, prop. I'm not giving anybody a prop because all of them have been fucking dog shite this season. Every one of them has been dog shite. I ain't giving nobody a prop. I'm saying he's had decent games this season. So you could say, here's how I frame it. This season, he's had decent games more than the most. Decent. And with a capital fucking D. Decent. Not spectacular. Winning matches by himself. No. He's not a fucking Trent. Let's not get giddy. He's not.
Yeah, he's not. It's not. Yeah. But you know what it is though, and this one as well, Casemiro, man. Everyone wrote him off too soon, man. I love it, man. But I've noticed there with the Casemiro one, I feel like everybody was like, "Yo, get him off to Saudi." But now, since United have been in this form, he's actually been the one that's obviously he was out of the team. Then all of a sudden, Man United and now starting to be a bit more convincing. You know what I mean in there, man. So
convincing.
Listen,
are we convincing?
No. I'm saying he's starting to look.
Away games?
No, I'm talking about him. He's starting to look convincing. He's looking convincing in there. So I've always maintained it. I've always maintained it with Casemiro. You tell him to do a job, he does it well. You know what I mean? Like I said, he's a destroyer. He goes in there. He's not. The thing is, he's not for me. He's not the elite passer. He's not all of this, But when you actually look at his defensive performances, you got to give him credit, man. And that's what I've always said. Put him in a solid midfield, You'll get the best out of him, and you have done now. He was good yesterday.
He played. I'll say this again. Manchester United faced 22 shots, 10 in target. Aston Villa held the ball more times, about I don't know how many occasions inside our area. Right? I'm sorry, Saeed. Your job as a destroyer is to protect the back four. Manchester United, even with Casemiro in the team, are facing way too. No, you can come back at me and say, but no, I didn't see the way the manager sets him up. I believe it's the way the manager sets up.
Yeah.
Because this lone, when you leave in a lone person, like we saw it yesterday, he's telling Kobe to play on the half, like cheat as a number 8, play as a number 8.
Yeah.
Bruno does whatever the fuck he wants. And then leaving Casemiro by himself. I don't believe Manchester United are good enough to leave Casemiro for to get the best out of him, to be leaving him on his own as they see DM. The pace ain't there. You drop a shoulder, you get past him, he's gone. You see him, let's not get twisted. My guy's still eating grass sometimes, coming so late to tackles.
Nah, man. Listen, man. By the way, that was a dive yesterday by that Cash yesterday, and he got booked for no reason, man. So there's an agenda against Casemiro, man.
Of course there is. Of course there's an agenda. Of course there is an agenda.
Yeah.
That was a huge dive. But at times, Saeed, you drop a shoulder, and because he's so far up, like that, to me, I think the tactics is making him a lot worse than he is.
Yeah.
But let's not go shout about it like Casemiro some match winner right now. He's not, man. Manchester United, I repeat, Manchester United have beaten 2 teams in the top 9. Where was Wolves? Wolves were in the top 7, wherever. The won 2 games, right? Unconvincingly for me. I thought the Wolves game for 60 minutes, 65 minutes, we were fantastic. And then, like we do, we give the game away. But yesterday, that was a smash and grab, Saeed. We robbed them. Yeah. And if I was a Villa fan, I won't be too disheartened. I will always never be, because I think the players gave everything. They just couldn't find a goal. And Unana made 2, 3 good saves. So I'm not getting giddy excited. When Manchester United, Saeed, reduced, I'm giving the midfield some prop, if you want me to do. When Manchester United are facing maybe 10 shots, maybe 5 on target, that's when I start thinking, you know what, that midfield is doing its job. Not when when in 2 games we're conceding nearly 40 fucking shots. I'm not giving anybody any props. You're getting paid fucking ludicrous amount of money. Sorry.
Big up to Don. Don Snap saying happy, man. He's saying that smash and grab, piss off. He's saying, you know what I mean? He's saying, you know,
it was a smash and grab.
Yeah, it was. Whether you like it or not, it was. They were better than us.
Listen, I'm not lying to you. On the counter, Garnacho had the best chances, but he just couldn't finish. So it could have been more emphatic. We could have been more relaxed a little bit. It could have been a 3-1. Do you know what I mean? Before McTominay coming, Garnacho could have scored. Had 2 ways where he took the shot and really should have done a lot better or passed. Do you know what I mean? He made a better decision. But other than that, they played with such a high line setting. We couldn't even make. We were even crap at counter-attacking them.
Yep. Facts, man. Facts, 100%, man. But now, listen, overall. Yeah, go on. Say that again.
I'm sorry to you people, but you can't lie to me. My eyes don't lie to me. I watched what I watched. I celebrated when McTominay scored. I jumped out on my seat like, yeah, get in. I celebrated that, but that was a robbery. They were by far, other than 15 minutes, we dominated the first 15 minutes of the game. Dominated them. Put them under pressure, corner after corner. Put them under pressure. Play our football. Put balls in the box. Look dangerous. After that, they took over the game. And that late winner, we were both tired, and they just stood up. They killed their intensity, and that's why I'm bringing up good evenings going crazy, because they knew that they stepped off their intensity, and when we can always counter a chance, and luckily it was the brain of the young player, the youngest player on the fucking football pitch, right? For him to go, you know what? Let me go up here. He goes to Varane, put the ball here. You see him pointing, saying, look, I'm going to beat the offside trap, put the ball there. He gets away from 2 players, lays the beautiful ball off. McTominay there, that's the only thing he did in the game. Please tell me what else McTominay did when he came on, other than that.
Well, he's an impact player, though. That's what I'm saying. We have to look at McTominay now differently now, Nuruddin. He's an impact player now. You know, that's what I feel like it is now. He's an impact player.
Trying to make to you, the point I'm trying to make is that the good teams will make sure that when he comes on, there's no impact to be fucking made because they're already winning 2-0 or 3-0. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? That's what I'm saying. It's unsustainable. You can't have somebody like him as the impact player. He's not a fucking striker. Matty Cash deserved that. Matty Cash deserved that for the way he behaved against trying to get Casemiro sent off. But let's be real out here, people. Let's be real.
Big up to Belletti. He says, I don't know if he says anything. Big up to you for the donation, my friend. He says, H says, how can you expect to control games with Bruno Fernandes? It's impossible. But there you go. This is the kind of dilemma that you have now, man. When you have a player like Bruno Fernandes, and then you've got other players in there that probably don't suit the style and whatnot. Like, it is what it is. What can you do, man? Like, Bruno Fernandes is a staple in this Man United team. I've accepted it now. You know what I mean? Bruno Fernandes didn't create one big chance yesterday. He was barely anonymous in the midfield. He was just there as he's now, what do you call it? What do you call it when they track back and that? He's one of them now. He's become a Darren Fletcher now. You know what I mean? Bruno Fernandes is just there for the vibes. He's there tracking back. But in terms of going forward, he's not effective enough. You know what I mean? So
headless chicken.
Yeah.
Runs about
is what it
headless
is.
Chicken.
Why is Bruno pressing as high as Højlund? I don't know. Maybe that's an instruction, because then you got to look at McTominay. When he came on, he was further towards the football pitch. And that hole creates a lot of gap already, because then they slice it wide open.
Of course. If they get out with 2 passes, that's why we've got 3 against 3 at the back. But that's the football that he wants to play. Yeah.
Yep. Facts.
Get the super chat.
Belletti says here, this is what you're going to say. Please ask Lawrence to read out the stats for the Aston Villa vs Man City game on December the 6th, 2023. I think that game, Man City barely had a shot, didn't they?
Yeah, they didn't have a shot. Here. Yeah, Villa absolutely roasted them and played fantastic, Belletti. What point are you making? What point are you making?
Say that basically, like, you know, you don't have to be great sometimes to beat players. I don't know. Maybe that's the point, I think.
I don't know. No. Villa were on fire at that time.
Villa dominated, basically trying to say that, you know what I mean? Like,
Villa dominate, but I'm sorry to say, Villa are not a form. Villa, that's their 3rd defeat at home, Saeed.
Yeah.
Can I just remind him, Belletti? That was when they were on fire, but that was their 3rd home defeat, my friend. And Sheffield United went there and bullied them and should have won clearly, but they got a last-minute equalizer. So I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Yep.
You're telling me 1 game. What point are you making? That was then when they were on fire. They beat Arsenal as well. Arsenal bumped them off the football pitch and they beat Arsenal. The goal they scored for me is one of the best goals of the season. The goal that they scored against Arsenal was one of the best goals of the season. They were on fire.
Yeah, 100%.
They were second. When they second in the league, they were second at that time in the league. So I don't know what you're talking about. And Manchester City, that was the worst I've seen them play under Pep Guardiola. Didn't have one shot. An attacking team did not have one shot on goal.
No,
on target.
Not one shot. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, they had 2 on target. They had 2 shots, 2 on target.
Big up.
So it is what it is. So listen, I just want to tell people I'm not doing a show tonight. I'm getting really tired of YouTube just punishing me. You know what I mean? I'm getting sick of it. I get demonetized and I get shadow banned, and YouTube's unsubscribing people. It's not letting people know about the notifications just because I choose to stand up for the Palestinians.
Me, same.
So that's why I need to think about it. I have to think about if I want to continue with this channel, because the people who tune in don't like the videos, and people are not subscribing anymore. And I'm just like, well, what the hell am I doing then? Like, what's the point? So I'm thinking long and hard.
Shadow banning. YouTube are definitely shadow banning people.
But I'm letting people know, just because I choose to shout for humanity, that I'm getting penalized, so that people should be supporting more. So, I don't get membership. I don't do that. I read out all the comments of everybody. But I'm getting punished again and again and again. So at the end of the day, I'm using this just the rest of the couple of days to really have a serious thing. I've sent them an email.
Show, I'm not gonna lie, even this show, I think this show's been shadow banned because the numbers have dropped massively from where we used to be on to now. It's gone as well. So
because
I think even YouTube shadow.
Because I think it could be that I'm on his side. Maybe I'm bringing that.
YouTube be like, yo, Nuruddin, they don't mean let's shout about it, Nuruddin. But you know what it is? We'll never ever not support, you know what I mean, what we think about and morally as well. Like, we're always gonna keep it 100.
No, for me,
keep your voice. Will always never lower your voice for anyone.
I will always shout for that. But I'm just thinking, you're supposed to support people who stand up for humanity, and I don't see that. I don't see that from you guys. I don't see you liking the videos. We have over 200 people, and then we get maybe 70, 80 likes. Like, what's the point? And I'm sick of telling some of them to like the video. Like, it's the least you could do.
Awesome, man.
Do you know what I mean?
The least, man, people. Let's get them likes up, people, man. Let's get them likes up, man. But as we close up the show, Nuruddin, again, Luton's going to be next game, man. Luton Town. You know what I mean? Another difficult game, man. Nobody can look at that. I think that's any light as well, man. You know what I mean? That's very, very light, man. No. That game's gonna be very, very tough game at their ground, man. Small stadium, big crowd, you know, in terms of the atmosphere, should I say, big atmosphere. You have to control that again and just keep on winning. It's one of them, you just have to keep on winning. Keep on winning. That's it.
Well, for me, that's the least you could do for the shit show that we've watched this season. And every team gets injury, so I'm not having that as a fucking excuse. Every team gets an injury. Why have you not had a proper prepared squad? That, like I always say to Saeed, everything you see on the football pitch exposes what's behind the scenes at the football pitch.
Yeah.
So when people tell me, well, this player that might, no, Man United were not prepared. They were not prepared. We're signing players that played one. Where's Mason Mount? Where's Tara Malacia? Where have these players been? Where's Juan Bissaka now? Why everybody breaking down in training? Where's all the illnesses? This exposes everything you see on the football pitch. You see what's behind the scenes. So that's the type of club we are, mate. And Ten Hag with his ways. So at the end of the day, that's not going to be easy because they bullied Liverpool, mate. They bullied Liverpool. They gave City a game. They were 1-0 up against City. They gave the frighteners on City. So Chelsea went there and beat them comfortably. That was the only team that I saw this season go to their ground and beat them comfortably. Was Chelsea. I didn't see any of the big teams go there and beat them comfortably.
Yeah, no, spot on, man. Spot on. So but now, big up to everyone here, man. Big up to everyone here, man. Big up to everyone. Honestly, guys, you lot that support the channel, Straightjacket Podcast. This is 269. We're live every Monday around this time. You get me? So show support, show love. And yeah, man, we'll be back tomorrow, I think 1 o'clock with Ty and Haj. So make sure you're there, people. Just check the community page. I'll tell you every time when we're live. So check it out, people. Big up to everyone who's super chatted today. New Beats, big up to Belletti, Big up to, I think, Kyle as well, super chatting as well. So, yeah, man, big up to you, lot. Nuruddin, big up to you as well. And yeah, we'll catch up again, man, soon, bro. We'll catch up again, man. Big up to you, people. We're out. Take care. Bye-bye.